Okay, so we're going to create a sweep in this one, a sweep profile. So you're going to go to Revit, New. You want to create a new family. Um, Look for the family template that's called Profile. We'll take the standard profile here and hit Open. So you're in a family view. And what I'm going to do is create, using the Lines tools, I'm going to create a profile for a crown molding. So go ahead and just put your line work in there, and you can edit it after the fact. And I want to draw an arc. Whoops, wrong direction. Let's try that again. Let's try it this way. There we go. All right, this is a really simple example of a crown molding. You can go in now and edit the dimensions. So let's go and put that in at 0.75. Whoops. Cancel. Remember that you have to use 0.75 inches. And we'll set that to the same thing. And let's set this distance here to, about 5.5. And we'll set this distance here to um, 5.5. So I'm just kind of fiddling with this to get it to where I want it to be. So we'll make the length of that, let's keep that 1 inch, and then we'll make the length of that 1 inch. Alright, so now I should be able to add my my arc in there. There. Okay, so let's pretend that's the profile we want. If we wanted to make this more like a cove profile, you could also add another detail line here like this and get rid of these lines. Fix those. And you could bring in profiles that you have from AutoCAD that you've drawn in AutoCAD that have been drawn probably more accurately than this. But I'm sure once you see this, you'll get the picture, you'll get the understanding. These need to be completely closed profiles for them to work properly. So this is an example of that cove detail. That's the profile that we want. So I'm going to save this, save as. I'll put it in as a family, and I'm going to put it in the same locations as the other things so we have other people can use it as well. So this is going to go right into assignments and handouts, living codes, kitchens and baths, family files, and I'm going to call this a Cove molding. Whoops. There we go. And then I want to upload it into the project. So I said load a project. I want to load it into project 1. I didn't name this project yet. So now that profile is in this project. So let's take the first floor walls. So I want to be in the first floor view. Looks like I am. Okay. And we'll select that exterior wall, and I'm going to edit the type, and I'm going to duplicate it so that I can always go back to the original. So I've got wood siding on wood stud 2. I'm going to change that to with cove sweep. So now I know I've added a cove sweep to this. If we hit edit, I want to edit or add a sweep. So I'm going to load the profile. I shouldn't have to load the profile. I want to add it because it should already be in here. And we have a cove molding, and I want to apply that. So you see that it shows up down here at the bottom of the wall. So I want that to be at the top of the wall. And then I also want it to be to the inside of the wall and reversing directions. So we want this to go to the interior. Maybe we want this to stay at exterior. I might have drawn it in the wrong direction. Let's see if we can flip it. That's perfect. That's what we want right there. And so we need to offset this from the exterior. Let's try 5.5 inches. Wrong direction. Negative 5.5 inches. We'll try negative 6. .5, 6.75, I don't know what just happened there. Let's try that again. Negative 6.75 inches. There we go. So that's just about what we want. And that looks like that's lining up with the top of this. I think it is. So let's see how that looks. So when we hit OK, hit OK again, we want to look at that section. And you can see there's the cove trim detail just on that wall. And it does look like it's not quite in the right spot. We want to lower that so that it's going to run into the finished space here. So it looks like we want to drop that down a 3/4 of an inch plus a 1/2 inch in order to get that into the right spot. So we want to drop that down just about that much. So let's select the wall again, edit the type, edit, go into sweeps, select the cove molding, and I want to drop it down from the top 2 inches. Whoops, wrong direction. Negative 2 inches. Is that right? No, it didn't look like it did what we wanted. Negative 2 inches. There we go. Too far. So edit it again. Oh, right, I wanted it to be negative 1.5 inches, right? Perfect. Okay, so there's our crown molding on that side. Now if I want to add that all the way around, then I've got to update my walls so that they all have that new feature. So I want to edit type, change the wall type rather to the cove with sweep, and then we'll add it to all your wall types. So if I wanted to also add that down here at this level, select the wall and go back into edit type. If I know my wall heights and I know where my finished ceilings are, I can go into my sweeps and add another sweep, have it also be the cove molding, and then I want it to be at the base, but I can set it at the offset. So the offset would be 7 feet 10 3/4 inches, because I've used 8 feet. I think that's right. We'll try that. And then we want to set the same offset. So this should be to exterior, and we want this to be at negative 6 3/4. So we have another one, and we want to flip it. So let's see how that works. Okay. So we should have, oh, I just miss my math a little bit. I think I've got to subtract, it looks like about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch from that value, and it will put it right up against the ceiling. So then we're seeing the cove molding as well on this side. So it's really cool and easy to add sweeps, and they can be useful. You can go a little crazy with them as well. You want to be careful not to add too many and to get too caught up in all of the detail work. But it would be great if you wanted to add baseboard And then all those components, all those elements are going to be right there in your section already. You can even create a wall that has sweeps that already have the double top plate and the shoe plate in the wall. The problem with that is if you cut the wall at a different section, like through a door, it's not going to recognize that um, shoe plate wouldn't be there, so it's going to show it there anyway. So there's some things that can be to your advantage and some things that can actually be more difficult to deal with. So that's how you create a sweep. That's how you add it into your profile of a wall, and have fun.